Hello and welcome to Sheffield Sharks TV, sponsored by Forever Living. I'm Chris Barker. Now the Sharks have had a string of great performances recently, and today they're up against the Glasgow Rocks. Both teams have gained victories over each other in the past, but let's speak to Andrew Bridge to see what he thinks. I'm with Andrew right now. So both teams are mid-table. Do you think it'll be a close game today because of that?
In theory it should be. I think both teams have the ability to play amazing. They also have the ability to play not so well, so it could be a bit unpredictable, but I think this game's really important for both teams for different reasons, and they're both going to want to come out and play, and they've both got to win this game for what they're trying to do in terms of league standings overall.
And also this game is important because of the playoffs. Could you explain a bit more about that?
So the top 8 teams in the league are going to go into the playoffs, and how it works is the team that finishes first will play the team that finishes 8th, 2nd and 7th, and etc, etc. Sheffield are pretty much locked into the 7th place. They must beat Glasgow tonight to stand any chance of moving up, because Glasgow are in 6th, but Sheffield have lost a few more games, so I think they'll find it tough to move up to 6th, but on the other side they're not going to drop down to 8th, so Sheffield right now, it's about starting that process of building towards the playoffs and who they're going to play. Glasgow, they're really fighting with London for 5th and 6th place, so it's a big game for both teams, like we said.
Now let's go to Sheffield Sharks versus the Glasgow Rocks here on Sheffield Sharks TV. Here's your commentators, John Timms and Andrew Bridge.
Here we go, and the Sharks here playing the Glasgow Rocks. And Andrew, an important game for both teams tonight.
Yeah, obviously now we're getting to the point of the season where both teams have really only got the playoffs to play for. I think from Sheffield's point of view, tonight's must win. If they lose to Glasgow, the team directly above them in the table, Glasgow will get the head-to-head, and Sheffield won't be able to catch them and improve their position. They'll be locked into 7th place. For Glasgow, they're fighting with London for the 5th and 6th place in the league, and it's a really close battle. So for them to try and get that and alter their first round match in the playoffs, that's why it's important for them.
And we've just seen BJ Holmes open up with the first 5 points of the game. Who do you think might be the key standout players in tonight's game?
Well, I was going to say BJ, but I think he sets the tempo for the Sharks. But I think more importantly, the last few weeks, and the Sharks have got a few wins, he's been a bit more aggressive and looking for his own shot and scoring a little bit more, and it seemed to be quite successful for the Sharks over the last few weeks. So I think BJ for the Rocks, it's Kieran Akara every time they play. He doesn't necessarily put up 30 points a game, but affects the game in so many different areas, and it's key to what they do. When they brought him in, that's when the Rocks season started turning around.
Mike Cook gets past everybody to the basket, and the last few weeks, Mike's been coming through and making some big scores.
Yeah, he obviously joined the Sharks in the middle of the season. I think his play's improved just because he's getting in better shape. You can be in shape for working out and practicing by yourself, but there's no way you can replicate getting in game shape, and the more games he's played, that's obviously where he's heading now. He's getting a little bit more explosive. When he first came in, probably not as explosive as he wanted to be, or he was in his previous time in the league, and that's slowly coming back to him at the moment.
Reggie Middleton makes 1 from 2, and the Sharks lead 7-1. We've just come up to a minute and a half gone in the first quarter. Sharks had a pretty explosive start there with BJ Holmes as Mike Tuck goes, great spin move there to the hoop and lays it in.
Yeah, good move by Tuck against Sheffield. They got a few easy scores, but then they took their time and put the ball inside, and Tuck got a great shot.
Glasgow get the offensive rebound, kick it out to a car in the corner, doesn't make that one, and I suppose being out there in the corner is hard for him to get the rebound because he is a good rebounder of the ball.
Yeah, but
Great play there by the Sharks. Great pass inside to Mike Tuck.
Yeah, good pass by BJ, but Glasgow down this end shooting far too many jump shots. The one time they went hard to the basket, they drew a foul, and that's what they need to do.
And the Sharks get a turnover there as Mike Cook finds Zach Gachet, who doesn't quite make the layup but gets the foul, and this has been a great start for the Sharks. They couldn't really have asked for much more.
Yeah, Sheffield playing a little bit faster than they normally play, but you know, it's been a good two and a half minutes for them. Forced Glasgow into the timeout. Sheffield obviously just going to want to maintain what they're doing. Glasgow probably going to be talking about not turning it over and getting something attacking the basket.
So as we come back from the timeout, the Sharks are leading 11-1 and are on the line for 2. Zach misses both there, and a couple of free shots there that hopefully won't count down the stretch, but Rocks secure the ball and come down the floor and looking to try and maybe get the ball inside as it's with Middleton. Calls the plays. Finally get it inside, but kick it back out for the shot. Sharks do well. Zach Gachet gets out there with a hand, but it was another outside shot for Rocks, but this time they knocked it down.
Yeah, so in the timeout, Davis was talking about playing inside out, and although they took a 3 on that, the ball went in the post to Akara, and coaches don't mind those shots when the ball goes inside at least once.
Mike Cook was looking probably to feed that back out to BJ Holmes, and finally found Mike Cook. Zach Gachet going after the rebound, but Huffer pulls it in for the Rocks. Reggie trying to get that ball inside. Great. Last week, Andrew, we saw that a few times. John Barber getting in there, taking defensive charges, and early on again, and it's important to maybe get the big guy Cara in foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean, good job by Barber taking the stand. Middleton really set Cara up there. He passed it to him, and as he landed, he didn't even turn around, and he got into John Barber. So, I mean, it's tough for Cara, but good job by John Barber. And defense, a lot of the time, is about 2 things: effort and being in the right position.
Zach Gachet there goes into the middle. A lot of contact, but I think both players going hard at it together there, and Sharks come up with the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Zach was going sideways on his drive, and minimal contact. Neither player complained, so that tells you everything right there. If a player thinks he's been fouled or might have been fouled, he's usually complaining, but Zach said nothing.
And Mike Cook there, just a great turnaround jump shot from the corner. Stretches it back out to a 10-point lead for the Sharks, and Middleton goes down the middle, gets it off and lays it in for 2. Real quick first step there from Reggie Middleton.
Yeah, split the defense really well and was patient with the finish. Looked like he wanted to get into that Euro step that a lot of the players are using now, and Barber just moved out of the way and let him have it.
Oh, what a move by Mike Tuck. Great ball inside from Mike Cook, and Mike Tuck made a great post move there.
Yeah, again, took his time, which I think's a key thing for Tuck. He's not the most athletic big guy, and Akara's really big, but if he takes his time, he can still get good shots.
Great piece of defense there by the Sharks. Help coming from everywhere, Andrew. And the switch is happening on defense, and he found himself trapped. Probably over-dribbled, I think.
Yeah, good. I mean, good defense by Sheffield, but yeah, far too much dribble from Ogun Demby. The shot clock was getting low. Even if he got that pass out, I'm not too sure what another Rocks player would have done with it.
Sharks leading by 10, coming up to halfway here in the first quarter. Mike Cook going to the baseline against Huffer, feeds it out to BJ Holmes from the top, doesn't make that one, and the Rocks pull the rebound in with Huffer, and certainly be looking to try and close that gap in the second half of this first quarter. Cora finds Huffer in the corner, doesn't get it, and Barber gets the rebound and feeds out BJ Holmes, who makes a great layup there. I think used Zach Gachet as a little bit of a...
Yeah, Ogun Demby was playing the pass, expecting BJ Holmes to pass it because he's very unselfish, and in the end, really easy layup for BJ Holmes.
Great pass by Middleton there, realised that Kieran Akara had stepped inside. Davis kicks it out to Middleton, who shoots a 3. Great job by Mike Cook, gets a hand on that rebound. Finds it to Mike Tuck, who goes up hard against Reggie Middleton. Great spot for the mismatch there to try and get the easy basket.
Yeah, when the big guy, when the big guys run, it's often the guards getting back there, and that kind of passes there a lot more than you think. And Tuck did a good job. Good job catching the ball, took his time, and drew the contact. He's going to get 2 shots.
And the Rocks call another timeout early in this game. They're only down by 12, 17-5. Mike Tuck makes 1 from 2. Sharks lead by 13. Some full court pressure coming from the Sharks. Showing up some clock there for the Rocks, and Zach Gachette there tight on Bunyan. BJ Holmes run off the pick, but the ball's kicked out to Bunyan, who's gamble on the defense by Mike Cook there, didn't pay off and left Bunyan wide open for the shot.
Yeah, much improved shooter this year. I think he's almost leading the league in 3-point shooting. And playing a bit more, and especially for a young player, the more you play, the more confidence you get. So credit to the young guy. He's played really well this year.
Mike Cooks hits a 3 off the kick out from inside by the Sharks, and it's out to a 14-point lead. And Bunyan in the game, certainly looking to get the ball moving a little bit more. Great defense from Mike Cook there. Mike Cook there getting into it a little bit with Coach Sterling Davis on the sideline. Andrew, not sure what that was all about.
I don't know, but if I could pick people to not get into it with when I played, Sterling Davis would have been in the top 3.
Great pass there by BJ Holmes to Nick Lewis for the alley-oop.
Yeah, one of Sheffield's favourite plays. They've run it many times this year. To me that just goes to following the Sky report. Glasgow should have been ready for that play.
Mike Tuck there with a rebound that just pushes it to BJ Holmes. A little bit of contact, but nothing given. But to be fair, BJ just got up and got on with it. Mike Tuck there gets the ball off a feed from Mike Cook, but the ball's stolen away, and BJ Holmes goes for the steal and gets the foul called, and just acknowledges that straight away.
Yeah, good foul, stop the break. Hopper made a mistake there. He had Freeman in front of him. He could have given it up, and Freeman would have had a layup.
Sterling Davis at the top there, knocks down a 3. The Sharks got lost a little bit there on the switch and left Sterling wide open.
Yeah, just confusion whether it was a switch, whether it was a hedge. Ended up with neither, and wide open shot for Davis.
Olu Babalola steps inside and takes the easy 2 and knocks it down. Well, definitely made it look easy. It was still a long way out.
Yeah, it's his favourite shot though. One dribble going left. For him that is an easy shot.
Good defense there from the Sharks. Freeman goes to the middle, but everybody's waiting for him and stands there firm. BJ Holmes kicks it out to Nick Lewis, who gets the foul call against Ogun Dengby. And if you're the Sharks coach this quarter so far, you're really happy, Andrew.
Yeah, Sheffield come out, dictate the tempo of the game. Solid defense. Glasgow taking a lot of 3-point shots. Glasgow reputation of kind of live by the 3, die by the 3. At the moment they're missing. I wouldn't be encouraging them to keep shooting that many 3s though now. Sheffield have got it to a point where it's going to be tough for Glasgow to make enough 2-pointers to win now. Make them take contested 2s, and if they do that I think they win the game quite handily.
BJ Holmes is feeling it tonight with another 2. As great defense from the Sharks, but the help comes and leaves Bunyan open, who knocks down that 3-point shot that you talked about, Andrew.
There's from the other point of view, scam report. How do you double team off the guy that's leading the league in 3-point percentage? Just makes no sense.
Olu Babalola takes a jab step there and pulls back and doesn't get it, but Rocks come down with the ball, and BJ Holmes manages to stall Sterling Davis, and Rocks moving the ball quickly. Freeman shoots, ball saved. Good hustle by the Rocks, and little bit sloppy at the end of this quarter with 30 seconds to go. Just really should have pulled that ball in there, the Sharks.
Yeah, or just boxed out and the Rocks wouldn't have been able to get to it. Wow.
Shark call there on the Rocks 21, and it's you know, a bit of a tough call I think there for the Rocks player, but it was a lot of contact going on, but I don't think BJ Holmes expected that call.
I mean, if you're going to call that foul, you know, you call it as soon as it happens, you know, when there's the first contact, you know, and the contact didn't increase. You know, BJ was trying to force his way to the other side of the court, and Iguanu wasn't going to let him, and then they called the foul after BJ had passed it. I don't know.
BJ makes one from the two, and it's a 13-point and has 10 points here in the first quarter, BJ Holmes, so got off to a great start.
Yeah, being a bit more aggressive, you know, I think he needs to be.
Great hands by Nick Lewis, gets the steal, goes to the middle. And the Sharks don't get the drop. Nick Lewis misses the layup, and Olu Babalola nearly gets the putback there. But great quarter from the Sharks. Just maybe the last 2 minutes, the Rocks starting to look like they could come back into this game.
Yeah, you know, they just made a couple of the shots they've been getting through the whole quarter, but great start by Sheffield. I think if you're giving a TV line 22, 24 points after the first quarter, he'd have taken it. You know, so be really happy with that, but he's just got to now make sure the guys don't get too complacent and just keep playing how they've been playing in the first quarter.
At the end of the first, it's 28-15 to the Sharks. And here we are at the start of the second, and Glasgow inbound the ball. They'll certainly be looking to try and get the scoreboard rolling a little bit in their favour, but a long way to go in this game. Good defence from the Sharks. Bunyan finds Sterling Davis wide open. Ball hits the shot clock on the top, which means it's gone out of bounds, and that's a Sharks ball.
Yeah, pretty methodical offence by Glasgow. Good pass by Bunyan. You know, hit the wide open guy. Glasgow just need to start making some of these threes because they're getting good shots. They just got to make them.
John Barber finds Olubabalola inside. Thinks he got fouled there, and certainly Coach Lyons did as well, but nothing given. And the Rocks come down the floor with the ball. Freeman pulls up from outside, doesn't get anything off that one, and John Barber pulls the rebound in. Nick Lewis goes in up against Bunyan and Ogundengbe, and the referee says it was Ogundengbe, I believe. Nick Lewis will go to the line for two shots. Nick Lewis makes one from two. Leads out to 14, 29-15 to the Sharks, and Rocks moved in, and Iguanu goes up hard but doesn't get anything, and Colin Singh grabs the rebound. Mike Cook looking to set up Iguanu, and he goes into the middle, but good defense there by the Rocks player, just waited for the ball and managed to get a hand on it. Reggie Mitchell comes back in and hits Freeman from the corner.
Yeah.
Hits the three. And that's enough for the team of Lions not happy with what he's seen so far at the start this quarter, Andrew, and calls for a timeout. The Sharks inbound the ball. Horseman makes his first introduction to the game. A little bit scrappy from the Sharks here so far, Andrew, and Mike Cook got the ball and he's going to step in. He just forces it too hard there.
Yeah, too much dribble. Lewis tried to attack off the dribble. Cook tried to attack off the dribble, and Barber had relocated, which he's supposed to do, and Cook just threw it a bit behind him. Sheffield just, probably need to look. I'd be looking to get BJ back in the game just to get the offense flowing again.
Middleton gets to the corner. Rocks really moving the ball well. Freeman wide open, knocks down another three. And like you said, Andrew, he's not a player that you can leave to get hot.
No, so I mean, there, Glasgow did to Sheffield what Sheffield had been doing all game. Move the ball, 2 or 3 crisp passes, and a good three-point shooter pops open. Mike
Tuck makes a good move baseline. doesn't get the touch off the backboard. Rocks moving the ball around outside, and then he goes to the middle, goes strong, looks for a foul, and foul's given against John Barber. Ogunemi hits them both, and it's down to a 6-point game, and Sharks need to get that scoreboard ticking over again as BJ Holmes drives down the lane but slips and falls over, but turns around everywhere. Foul called on Reggie Middleton. Everybody not quite sure there why, but even Reggie Middleton's asking the question.
I don't know, it looked like he'd got past him, and maybe like for a grab or something like that. You know, it was a little difficult to see.
BJ Holmes makes 1 from 2 to end that, break the run that the Rocks have had, but Sharks need to make sure they get some stops back on the board.
Yeah,
Mike Tuck there steps up and looks a little frustrated at the call. I think that was possibly an easy one for the referee.
Yeah, that was an easy call for the ref. You know,
maybe he was frustrated with himself.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. You know, he knows he's supposed to be out there and was a second too late. And that's all it was.
Ogunemi goes into the baseline, push back out. Akara shoots a 3, doesn't get it, and the Sharks pull the ball in with Mike Tuck. So they made a stop. Let's see if they can get the scoreboard rolling again now in their favour. Pat Horseman kicks it out to BJ Holmes in the corner, who knocks down a 3, stretches it back out to 10, and BJ Holmes has made an impact, Andrew.
Yeah, again, come in, looking to be aggressive, you know, which we've talked about a couple of times. Drive to the basket, and a wide open 3 then. Good job by Sheffield moving the ball.
Wow, Freeman, ball movement from the Sharks, from the Rocks, looked like they were in trouble, but he managed to kick the ball and found Freeman, and he was way out to shoot that one.
Yeah, so we're going to see now, you know, how smart the Sharks are, because if you're guarding Freeman and somebody drives and you go into the rotation as a team, you don't leave him. You make someone else make a shot to beat you. Yeah, it's just, you know, Sheffield, lazy defense there. You know, nobody stopped the ball, and then a reach at the ball, not trying to take position, and you know, an easy finish for Middleton after all that. And after all this, Sheffield potentially going to be up 4 points.
This timeout, the Sharks leading 33-28. Reggie Middleton makes the extra shot, brings it back to 33-29 to the Sharks. Been pretty consistent with the referees with that call. They've called it quite frequently, Andrew, tonight.
It's an easy call. Like, the defender's been out late every time. You know, it's an easy call for the ref. You don't get out there. The offensive player doesn't have to change his path. He doesn't change his path. Go in a straight line. There's contact. It's an easy foul. If you're out there early and the defender has to...
Mike Tuck goes hard to the basket, goes up for the dunk, but doesn't make it. Freeman misses one finally for the Sharks, and Mike Cook with the ball finds BJ Holmes, and
how many fouls on Iguanu? How many fouls?
Patrick Horseman finds Zach Deshay in the corner.
21.
Rocks secure the ball and come in, and Middleton is getting more active on the offensive end, and another call there for getting late into position, Andrew.
Yeah, just a reach there. I mean, Sheffield had really got the ball where they wanted it, down deep on the sideline. You know, you just need to play percentages, play smart there. 28-15.
Shot, the Rocks moving the ball. Freeman rearranges, doesn't get it. But great block by Zach Deshay on Kieran Akara there. And Mike Cook goes straight down the middle, and actually a good call by the referee. Didn't call the first thing because that was just both players moving in the same direction, but as soon as he reached out, there was the foul.
Yeah, I mean, it was good defense by Ogunwanu until he reached down. You know, he was backpedaling with his arms in the air, then he saw the ball in front of him and he slapped down at it, and it was an easy foul to call.
Sharks struggling again from the free throw line tonight. Mike Cook misses the first.
Yeah, I mean Sheffield struggled all season with free throws. No, I don't really know how to explain it. I mean, they practice on this court. Traditionally good free throw shooters struggling. It's just difficult to find a reason for.
Mike Tuck with the rejection on Sterling Davis. Great job by the Sharks, who BJ Holmes pulls it in, and Mike Cook steps to the three-point line. Doesn't make it, but all the Sharks are there. Hopefully pull a rebound in. They don't quite manage to, and comes off Zach Gachette for the Sharks, for the Rocks to get the ball, but great block by Mike Tuck there.
Yeah, good job. I mean, Akara with a couple of pump fakes before got it blocked. Davis with pump fakes got it blocked. You can pump fake one time, maybe two, but then you got to take it up. Just take it up strong, and the other way, Sheffield probably. Okay, it was a 2-on-1 and Mike Cook shot it. I think if they just delayed a little bit, they had Mike Tuck coming on the trail and probably could have got a better shot.
Another block shot from Zach Gachette on Kieran Akara. Great defense from the Sharks. Find Mike Tuck down the middle. Sterling looked like a foul there from Sterling, but nothing called by the referees. Freeman goes down. Good defense there from Patrick. Slows down the Rocks offense, and Sterling trying to get the ball inside to Achara, who looks to kicks it out, and Sterling Davis knocks the shot down and brings it back to a 3-point game with 3 minutes 30 seconds left in the first half.
I mean, Akara, he's not scoring and he's had his shot blocked a few times, but he's really kind of affecting what the Rocks are doing, trying to force the ball inside to him. He's drawing attention and other guys are getting open shots.
BJ Holmes shoots from way out, doesn't quite get the drop there, and goes over the top of the basket and out of bounds. And
Mike Tuck goes out, back on the floor. Olu Babalola. Offensive foul has been called.
An offensive foul. Didn't see that one, Andrew, as he was watching the play at the top there. But Mike Cook on the floor, and a foul called against Kieran Achara.
Yeah, he was trying to set a screen on the baseline, and ref saying he lifted his arms as he set it.
Rocks jumping out on Mike Cook there, and Mike looking to try and maybe feed it into Olu Babalola, but he's going up against Middleton. Goes to the middle and pulls up for that jump shot. Doesn't drop this time, but he's always going to try and take on a guy that's smaller than him.
Reggie drives.
Another block. Oh, this time it wasn't.
Nah,
Zach Gachette rose, didn't quite get there soon enough.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a smart decision because that was missing. You know, that wasn't even going to hit the rim as a layup. And obviously, when it hits the backboard, you can't touch it. Probably got a little bit excited from the 3 blocks he's had up to that point.
Makes it a 1-point game, and so after a great start by the Sharks, things have slowed up certainly in the second quarter.
Yeah, Sharks go off to the fast start, and you know, I think they could be effective playing at a bit quicker tempo, but this is definitely a Glasgow type tempo, and now they're out in the break again.
And the Rocks get a quick fast break, and for the first time take a lead in the game, 35-34. And the Sharks really struggling to get the offensive end going at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot slower. There's a lot of like individual plays. You know, dribble, take your own shot rather than ball movement, getting open shots for each other.
Freeman drives to the corner, and Olu Babalola locks him up in there, and Rocks looking to move the ball out wide. Done a great work getting back into this game, and now lead. And Huffer from outside hits a 3. They've used that a lot tonight, getting the ball inside to Achara, who kicks it out to somebody on the wing.
I'm not even sure if Akara's scored, but he's, you know, if he hasn't, he's affecting the play a lot for a guy that's not scored. Bad
turnover from the Sharks now, and Easy layup for Huffer, and it's a 6-point lead for the Rocks. It's all turned in this quarter. It's gone the other way completely.
Yeah, you know.
Foul call on Davis.
Again, BJ drawing a little bit of contact there. Him going in a straight line. Davis, you know, altering the path he was on. These are the two really important free throws for Sheffield. You know, now, you know, we're talking and joking before about, oh, hope the free throws don't come back to bite us. If they made those free throws, it'd be a tied game right now.
BJ Holmes does make both those. Brings it back to a 4-point game. Shark could really do with a stop and a score here before the end of the game, just to make sure that they're...
Yeah, Glasgow doing a good job of trying to take the air out of it. We're going to run this right down, and
Jara from the corner knocks down a 3.
so Freeman making all those threes. The confidence is just spreading throughout the team, and now everybody's making them.
Rocks lead by 7.
See, that time, much better job by Davis being out there early, forcing BJ to change his path, and BJ avoiding the contact because he knew it wouldn't be a foul.
Sharks don't get a score again, and the Rocks will certainly have a good shot here with little time for the Sharks to respond, so a chance to potentially have a 10-point lead. And here's the guy that can hit that. So the Sharks have 5 seconds to get down the floor now. It's in Nick Lewis's hands. Who gets nothing there, and Reggie Middleton gets a hand on the ball, and at the half, the Sharks down by 7 after a blistering first quarter. They're down 43-36 to the Rocks. So here at the start of the second, the Sharks, poor quarter in the second quarter, has seen the Rocks stretch out a 7-point lead, Andrew, and we were saying at half time that this guy BJ Holmes needed to get going again. Did a great job there finding Mike took the ball, and let's hope more of that can come.
Yeah, Sheffield got pretty much the shot they wanted, but you know, Mike Tuck missed the layup, and then down the other end, Glasgow with an offensive rebound and an easy 2 putback. Sheffield just need to get back to moving the ball, playing smart. Good pass by Gachette.
Great pass by Zach Gachette there to John Barber, who lays it in. And the Sharks defense looking to says, oh, the Nemi makes a great move to the basket against Zach Gachette, lays it in. BJ Holmes does a good job there getting past Kieran Akara's long arms against the little guy against the big man, but Mike Tuck follows up and lays it in.
Yeah, even though he missed that, you know, because he drew Akara, that cleared the lane for Mike Tuck to come and get the offensive rebound. Glasgow scored both times, but difficult shots. And Sheffield to live with that shot all night long.
Reggie Middleton takes a long 3, and BJ Holmes with the ball. Sterling Davis jumps out.
Yeah, good defense by Davis. That's what a really hard hedge does. You know, when you're out there early and aggressive, it forced BJ into a difficult pass off his weak hand, and he was just a little off target with it.
Mike Cook guiding Huffer there into the corner. Teo gets down the middle. Foul called there against Mike Cook.
And I think that's the situation there where, you know, a lot of players just see the ball, and not just Mike Cook, players in general. Players have got to make other players finish shots, you know. They get bailed out all the time, and a lot of the shots they're not going to make because they're difficult shots.
BJ Holmes makes the post move. Ball doesn't go. Sharks all coming after that there quickly on the offensive end, but great basket there, makes a good basket. Mike Tuck dribbling into trouble. Manages to get the ball out to BJ Holmes, who crosses over and goes down the middle.
Now this is a Glasgow ball, and it's not even that difficult to call. Yeah, good call by the refs. Yeah, again, just probably a bit too much dribble for Sheffield there. You know, get back to moving the ball. After you move the ball, then get into your screen and rolls and make those plays that they're trying to make too soon at the moment.
Foul. No foul given there, and kicks it out, and Teo Ogunemi looks to go baseline, but Mike Tuck, as the help comes from BJ Holmes.
You got to get back to getting stops. Glasgow have scored on most plays this half.
Great ball from Sterling Davis there. Found Reggie Middleton in the corner wide open. Had plenty of time to look at that shot.
Yeah, so Middleton took it out, and often they say the guy that takes the ball out is the most dangerous guy on the court, and I think because he threw it so far, defense fell asleep, and Davis did a good job of getting to him. Good shot by Mike Cook just to kind of stem the flow of what Glasgow are doing though.
Mike Cook there stemming the flow, as you said, Andrew, but great ball movement by the Rocks, and Nick Lewis trying to get his hand on that there, and ball gets it around to Huffer, who hits a three, and it's been a great start. The Rocks have continued as they did in the second quarter, Andrew, and they're leading by 15.
Yeah, great start for Glasgow. I mean, I don't think after the first quarter anybody had predicted this, but I mean, tough play by Sheffield at the end. Lewis got a hand on it, but in going for that steal, totally took himself out of the play, and Huffer ended up with a good look at a three.
Sharks, BJ Holmes at the ball, crosses over. Sterling Davis not happy with the foul call there.
I mean, there's the same thing as Mike Cook. It just looks like a foul. It was close to us. It didn't look like much, if any, contact, but just that reach down just looks like a foul, and it's a call the refs like to make.
Hand on the ball there by Reggie Middleton, and
yeah, Sheffield struggling to get the ball in on the sideline, and they're struggling again.
Mike Cook comes and helps out there to make sure the ball comes in, and Nick Lewis shoots a three, doesn't go, and Middleton pulls the ball in, and
yeah, tough shot by Lewis.
Rocks moving the ball around. Find Huffer in the corner, who knocks down a long two there, a long two.
Good job by Glasgow. Again, a player posting hard, Ogundenbi there, and they got it inside, and good kick out to, the Glasgow shooters who are making shots at the moment.
It's a little scrappy, but Nick Lewis open in the corner, doesn't get the drop, and nothing dropping for the Sharks in this half so far, Andrew.
No, so we saw before Sheffield get unlucky when they gambled on a steal. That time Glasgow, two guys gambled on a steal and they get away with it. Good defense by Tuck.
Mike Tuck there with the steal, and certainly went strong to the basket.
Yeah, got good drive, but good defense by Tuck. Took it all the way, and he's over there asking for a foul. I think if that was me, I'd be just walking away and letting that one go. But good job by Tuck.
It's a 15-point lead, but the Sharks managed to get the stop. BJ Holmes goes down. Gets a foul called against Reggie Middleton. He's not happy with that call, but he's... I think that was one of the easier ones, I think.
I think he definitely touched him. I don't know, he's saying he didn't touch him, because he was riding him the whole way. And that's one of them again, where if he'd let him go, what Middleton couldn't see was Huffer running behind him, who had a good chance at blocking the shot. And that's where we go. Make players make shots. The hardest thing in basketball is to make shots. You know, you can rebound, you can make good passes, you can play defense, okay, all through effort and being smart. The hardest thing to do is make shots, and players bail other players out so often. Okay, when the best thing to do would be to make them make a shot.
BJ Holmes makes 2 from 2 there and brings it back to 13, but a great job as Kieran Akara. Fast break there from the Rocks, just 2 quick passes and Akara
so
wide open.
Sheffield like to press, but obviously the way to break a press is get the ball in the middle, which Glasgow did really well there.
Nick Lewis there misses the layup, and yet again another outlet and another layup for the Rocks now, and it's just looking too easy.
Yeah, I mean, good job by Lewis to get an offensive rebound there, but he missed the putback, and Glasgow did a good job of rebounding the second shot and pushing the break.
Foul called there on Kieran Akara. Nick Lewis makes the second. Sharks down by 16 points here in the third quarter. Brought down to some great shooting and ball movement by the Rocks, and some not so great offense by the Sharks.
Yeah, you know, Glasgow have done a good job moving the ball or trying to establish position in the post and then kick into the open shooters. Sheffield have struggled offensively since the first quarter, and they're getting to that point now where, you know, where they got to make a run to get back into the game.
Good defense from the Sharks, but the Rocks managing to find open players. Whoa. But they get a good stop there. Travel call against the Rocks, but they were working hard on defense to get something there.
They got out to the shooters there and made them put it on the floor and take a dribble to make an extra decision.
Colin Singh there drives to the middle, makes a nice basket there.
Yeah. Good job by Colin. Took his time, good Euro step, and finished well over the much bigger Akara.
Coach Lyons will be hoping that Colin maybe could add a little bit of a spark to the offense. Easy call there, I think, for the referee as Olu reaches around and catches Akara's hand as he goes through. So timeout call by the Rocks, and it's the Sharks 49, the Rocks 63. The Rocks leading by 14 in this game, sponsored by Forever Living. A travel call there against Freeman of the Rocks, and I think BJ Holmes thinks he may have should have been called for a foul there, but not called for a travel.
Good job by Sheffield forcing the turnover is what they needed to do. You know, only 13 minutes left in the game. You know, at that point where they got to start making a run, or at least changing the tempo and forcing the Rocks to do something else.
Nick Lewis makes a tough basket in the middle, goes to the middle, finds a gap to get it up off the glass.
Yeah, good use of the backboard there, drove all the way across the lane and finished really well, but then Sheffield come down and give up an open 3 off one pass.
Sharks now looking to try and get that scoreboard going again as Mike Tuck there. Great move by Mike Tuck. I think Freeman thinks he was just stood there, but it was a definite foul.
Yeah, good finish. Good finish by Tuck. Took his time with the smaller, lighter player Freeman on him. A good finish. Needs to make this free throw though.
So Mike Tuck makes the and one bonus, brings it back to a 12-point game. And the Sharks working hard on defense, trying to get this lead of the Rocks cut down and give themselves a chance in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes to go in this game, and Offensive foul. Colin Singh came in, and we said, Andrew, maybe the coach looking to give a spark, and he's made a tough basket and just played some great defense there.
Yeah, good defense. Got his body in position and really left, Iguanmu with nowhere to go, and he just dropped his shoulder right into his chest. Easy call for the ref.
2 minutes, 3 seconds left to play in the third. BJ has the ball. Let's make some noise for the Sharks players, y'all. Let's get behind the team.
Nick Lewis comes up with the ball as Olu Babalola. Nick Lewis goes to the middle, doesn't quite get it. A foul called there on Freeman. And the Rocks are in the penalty, Andrew, so chance to start making some easy baskets.
Yeah, you would think, but the way Sheffield shoot free throws, I don't know. Hopefully Nick's going to make both of these, though.
Nick Lewis misses both. And comes off the Sharks player out of bounds, and
yes,
those free throws, Andrew, have cost him the Sharks tonight.
Yeah. The game could be a lot closer, and Glasgow could be feeling a bit more pressure. And then they're going to get an offensive rebound.
Middleton misses that. Akara from the corner doesn't get it.
Who's got the basketball?
And the Sharks come up with the ball, I think, but the arrow's pointing in the Rocks' favour, and they get the ball back again. Teo Ogone shoots another three, and the Rocks have shot well since the first quarter.
Yeah, really well. They're just gunning threes right now, and they're making them. And
Mike Tuck does a great job there with the fake, gets everybody up in their air.
Glasgow, bad job in transition D by Glasgow there. Sterling Davis got caught talking to the ref, and he wasn't happy about that, but
Middleton crosses over, gets the drop, looking for a foul, but nothing given, and Sharks come down the floor. Nick Lewis goes hard to the basket, lays it in off the glass, brings it back to an 11-point game, and the Sharks have got themselves back into it with a chance, Andrew, coming in towards the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but they can't trade baskets though. They've got to get some stops, and they're pressing, but the guys at the top are gambling, and right now you don't need to do that at this point in the game.
Great pass by BJ Holmes to Mike Tuck. Chance for the Sharks maybe to get a stop.
Look.
And they do get that steal, and there's 9 seconds left here in the third quarter. BJ Holmes feeds Mike. Colin Singh, who gets the fake and then goes up and lays it in. Brings it back to a 9-point game at the end of the third, Andrew. And Colin Singh had a real good impact in that third quarter for the Sharks.
Yeah, two key baskets, a key defensive charge. Just play with good energy at the top of the zone. Good finish to the quarter by Sheffield.
So at the end of the third, it's the Sharks 62, the Rocks 71. So at the start of the fourth, the Sharks down by 9, 62-71. A lot to do here in the fourth quarter, but plenty of time to do it in, Andrew, as Colin Singh goes to the middle,
Sheffield
feeds Mike Cook, who misses it, and Colin Singh goes hard for the board and knocks Huffer over there, and possibly is the easiest call of the night for the referee.
Yeah, I mean, you're not too upset about that. He's not in foul trouble, he's going after offensive rebound. Sheffield, though, just be patient with what you're trying to do.
Good job there by Colin Singh, forcing the passing and making the Rocks chew up the clock, so put them under pressure hopefully on the offensive end. Sharks' problem is they've not really been missing the long shots at the moment, so as Middleton goes baseline off the dribble, pulls up, good off defense by the Sharks, they pull the ball in and they come away with it, chance to eat into that lead.
Yeah, I said just make players make shots, and Middleton is alright, it was a 10-footer, but it was at the end of the shot clock, it was quite difficult.
Great job by Colin Singh. Goes after the offensive rebound and tips it in. It's down to a 7-point lead for the Rocks.
That's why you don't miss the other one. And there's a steal there from Colin. That's why you don't mind the other foul on the offensive rebound, because it's what Colin does. He's trying to get offensive rebounds. And he gets a steal there.
Colin Singh looking to try and get the ball, finds Nick Lewis inside. Shot clock's counting down as Olubalolola gets it in the corner. And Sterling Davis called for the foul as two players going, just being tough in the post, I think there. Ox inbounding the ball. Mike Cook finds in the corner, kicks that to Olubalolola, shoots three, but Nick Lewis gets the rebound and one! The Sharks bring it back to a 5-point lead to the Rocks and on the line for the bonus with Nick Lewis.
Yeah, good rebound by Lewis. Poor box out by Glasgow though, and then, you know, he committed the foul as well to compound it. Glasgow getting into a little bit of foul trouble now. Sterling and Middleton on 4 fouls each.
Nick Lewis hits the bonus. It's back down to a 4-point lead, and the Sharks pressing again. As Kieran certainly making the Rocks use up some clock getting the ball over. Olubalolola called for the foul there.
Again, that's where make players make shots. You know, reach down, good strong drive by Carr to his left hand. Okay, but you know, make him finish it.
Carr's 2 free throws, stretches it back out to a 6-point lead. As Nick Lewis, Olubalolola manages to keep hold of the ball, and it comes off of a Rocks player. As Coach Lyons looks to bring back in BJ Holmes and Mike Tuck for Colin Singh and Olubalolola. Nick Lewis shoots the three, doesn't make that. And just under 8 minutes to go here in the final quarter of the games, and the Sharks worked really hard to get back into this and just need to try and make sure they continue that good defense. Sterling Davis shoots the three and hits, misses everything there.
Yeah, a little bit too much adrenaline from Davis.
Nick Lewis goes out to the middle. BJ kicks it back out to Nick, who knocks down the three, brings it down to a 3-point game, and the Sharks right back in this one right now, Andrew.
Yeah, they just need to stay calm and composed now. You know, not play with too much emotion. So when you play with emotion for too long, you know, you end up getting tired. So, you know, just calm down, play smart now. You got it back to a 1-possession game. Okay, everything you know, all the gambling, the playing quickly we're doing to get back in. Just calm down now.
Nick Lewis with the steal and a big slam brings it down to a 1-point game, and Sterling Davis there just realised that he was maybe could have got a call for a little foul there, and that would have been a silly foul to get.
Yeah, Sheffield don't need any part of that kind of game now.
Kieran Carr there creates some space. Mike Tuck finds himself on the floor and he knocks down that shot. There's still a great period of play for the Sharks in this quarter so far, Andrew.
Yeah, great start by Sheffield. They got the game right where they want it.
Nick Lewis misses that one, but he certainly had a little scoring impact here at the start of the fourth.
Yeah, he can score in bunches, that's what he does. You know, and it's been a great boost for Sheffield. Good pass by Akara.
Tail doesn't get there. Tail with the rebound.
Well 10.
Yeah, basket interference there from Mike Tuck, so the basket good for Teo Ogunengbe.
Timeout.
And a timeout called by the Rocks. It's a 5-point game to the Rocks. They're leading 77-72. So the Sharks back on offense. Not a contact there, but nothing given as BJ Holmes hits the three. Brings it back to a 2-point game. Just under 6 to go here in the fourth.
Yeah, good pass by Cook. And good shot by BJ. There he goes, just being a bit more aggressive.
Reggie Middleton crosses over. And Akara goes down the middle, and everybody.
Yeah. Glasgow are doing a decent job now, you know, taking the ball inside, trying to take the air out of the game. Sheffield obviously with the momentum, and that's 3 or 4 times in a row Glasgow have gone inside just to kind of stem the tide.
Cara makes 1 from 2, stretches it out to 3 for the Rocks, and long way to go in this game still yet, but Sharks be looking to get in front of BJ. Gets down the middle, feeds Mike Tuck on the baseline, and 1 call. Great job by Mike Tuck, but a great assist there for the Sharks.
Yeah, good job by BJ getting into the middle, coming off the screen, and Tuck just slid to the basket with him and finished it off quite well.
Mike Tuck missed the start, but John Barber gets a hand on the rebound. And the Sharks go again. Shot clock only starts at 14. So great job, BJ Holmes goes, steps away from Akara, doesn't get it, and Mike Tuck knocks it down, and there's a whistle on the play. And that's a 5th foul called on Sterling Davis.
Good job by Mike Tuck on the boards. Last 3 plays he's been involved with down there. Sometimes you don't always have to take the first shot.
And that basket there, importantly, puts the Sharks up 1, and they're on the line for the bonus. It misses that one, Mike. Collinsing did get a hand to it, but unfortunately, Sharks couldn't come up with a ball. And the Rocks, good ball movement by them, they're chasing it all around. Huffer drives to the middle, doesn't get it, and the Sharks come down with the ball. There's a foul there called on Reggie Middleton, and that's foul number 5. Mike Cook hits both, gives the Sharks a 3-point lead at 81-78. Great job by the Sharks in this quarter to come forward. Mike Tuck there judged for a foul on Kieran Akara, and Akara's been shooting really well, so from the free throw line he's only missed 1 tonight so far.
Yeah, for a big guy, shoots the free throws really well. Glasgow as a team really solid on the free throw line. But either way, Sheffield, if they rebound this, if he does miss, they're going to come out of this situation still up 1 at least.
He hits them both. The Sharks lead by 1, 81-80. Just under 4.5 minutes, left here in the 4th quarter. Mike Cook finds John Barber, who puts a doesn't drop. Looked as a good look, but didn't drop. But with 4 minutes to go, Andrew, at the start of this quarter, Sharks would have been happy to be in this position.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams have gone on big runs, throughout the game. Sheffield started well. Glasgow dominated the 2nd and 3rd period, and Sheffield have pulled it back towards the start of the 4th.
Here we go.
BJ Holmes kicks it down into the corner with Colin Singh, who spins, turns underneath, and what a layup there by Colin Singh, Andrew.
Yeah, took his time. Colin's right-handed, but he's pretty comfortable going left, and he got down in there, went with the up and under, and finished it well.
Taylor, and then he goes hard to the middle. Gets a whistle there, probably foul on Mike Tuck there, who's coming across, and
yeah, so Ogun Dengby made the same move Colin did, but just made it a little bit quicker and exploded to the basket, and Sheffield came across and fouled.
Teo makes the second of the, only makes 1 out of 2. It's a 2-point lead to the Sharks. Mike Cook finds John Barber open on the other side. Mike Cook goes down the middle, feeds. John Barber for the dunk! What a pass by Mike Cook! And another and one opportunity for the Sharks.
Yeah, good pass by Cook, but great finish by Barber. If you think back to early in the season where he went for a dunk and, you know, Sheffield ended up losing the game, that time he went with 2 hands, finished it really strong. Sheffield need to make this free throw though, give themselves a bit of breathing space.
And he's short with that one, Andrew, and it's the free throw line's hurting the Sharks tonight, but they're up by 4 with 3 minutes to go. Bunyan goes to the middle and is rejected by John Barber. Great job by the Sharks, making sure that the ball's not getting into anybody's hands that they don't want it to there.
Yeah, you know, good defense by Sheffield, but good play by Bunyan. You know, took what the defense gave him. You know, sometimes though you can't help a guy being 6'8" when you're 5'10". Freeman there
Shoots the 3, hits it, brings it back to a 1-point game, and Freeman's still warm tonight.
Yeah, he's not playing much in the second half, but he dribbled left once and confidently made that 3.
BJ Holmes there with the turnover. Freeman in the corner to a 2-pointer. And the Rocks now lead by 1, and it's a seesaw game here.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting finish. Close game. It's all you can ask for, really, as a fan.
Mike Cook in the corner gets the ball, steps back and knocks down the 2. Puts the Sharks back up by 1. Coming up to 2 minutes to go here in the game. It's a great tight game, Andrew.
Yeah, teams going trading baskets at the moment. You know, if teams can put some stops together, you know, they're going to win the game.
Great basket by John Bunyan there, knocks down that shot, puts the Rocks again back up by 1.
Yeah, took his time and drove in, saw Mike Tuck coming across and just flowed over him.
Steal there by the Rocks, the pass not really needed by the Sharks and giving all the momentum to the Rocks, and but a steal back by BJ Holmes. Collinson goes down the middle, doesn't get it. Mike Tuck lays it in, and the Sharks go up by 1 again. And it's a tough game here, Andrew.
Yeah, exciting finish. Good job by Sheffield getting the steal. You know, not the best fast break in the world, but they scored, you know.
Ball gets moved out to Huffer from the corner, misses, and Mike Cook pulls the rebound in, and that was a big play to make there for the Sharks.
Yeah, Huffer hesitated on the shot and ended up not really doing too much with it. Sheffield got a chance to stretch the lead out.
BJ Holmes goes to the basket hard, gets a whistle, didn't quite get the drop, but will be on the line for 2 really huge free throws, Andrew.
Yeah, you know, traditionally BJ, a good free throw shooter, you know, struggled a bit of late, no, but he's got a chance to push the lead to 3.
So as we come back out of this timeout, the Sharks are on the line for 2 with BJ Holmes leading 89-88. BJ makes the second. It's a 2-point lead for the Sharks.
So Sheffield are probably going to get the last shot, even if Glasgow score.
A big stop here would really help. Ball goes into Akara. Actually, John Barber gets a touch of that. Akara's got the ball back. It's going inside. Kicks it out. It's a steal. And they kick it out, and it's just... And Hoffer gets the foul and really just needed to protect the ball a little bit there. But they got the ball safely over, and now it's all in, you know, 2 shots here can ice the game.
That means we're going to have an exciting 13 seconds.
Yeah, very exciting. Whatever happens here, maybe an offensive rebound or a score. Colin hits that one. Sharks lead by 3. And the Rocks are going for the 3 to tie, Andrew.
Yeah.
And he misses. Jump ball called, and the Rocks have the ball with 2.2 seconds left there. Ball's coming in, it's 2 seconds left. It's gone long to Akara. He's made one of these this season, and he misses that. And the Sharks win 91-88, Andrew, and an amazing comeback in the fourth quarter for the Sharks.
Yeah, I mean, great start, and Sheffield looked dead and buried, but they managed to change the momentum of the game. Came on a good run, played with a lot of emotion for the early part of the fourth quarter, and then managed to sell down. And you know, Mike Tuck made a few big plays, and Colin Singh made a couple of big plays that really, you know, helped them close out the game.
I knew when this game stood out for you with the Sharks.
I mean, Mike Tuck played well, very efficient game for him. Some big plays at key points, a couple of and ones, a couple of offensive rebounds, and that was key. Colin Singh was, you know, all over the place in the second half, especially when Sheffield made their run coming back. He was at the top of the press. A couple of good moves to the basket, offensive rebounds, couple of steals. But I think the way he started the game, BJ Holmes, you know, as the MVP tonight, came out firing in the first quarter and did enough to get Sheffield over the line down the stretch.
And Andrew, you selected BJ Holmes as your MVP tonight. Some good performances out there for the Sharks, but why BJ?
Well, I think the way he came out and kind of set the tone at the start of the game. He had a big first quarter with 10 points. And then towards the end of the game, he just kind of steadied the ship. You know, at the start of the run, when Sheffield came back, he wasn't in. Okay, but after that, adrenaline was going. He came in, calmed everything down, made some key passes towards the end of the game, made a big 3 in the fourth quarter, and then the end, you know, kind of iced the game and pushed it just a little too far from Glasgow with a free throw towards the end.
Congratulations to the Sharks, winners 91-88 over the Glasgow Rocks.
I'm here with Mr. MVP himself, BJ. Congratulations. Give me your thoughts on the game. It was very intense, wasn't it?
It was definitely an intense game. You know, Glasgow played a heck of a game. You know, I think we was up 8, and then in like 3 minutes they was up 17. You know, we called a timeout and told each other we got to come out and play harder. They're beating us to every ball, you know, hitting us. We're not hitting back. And the guys were resilient tonight, and we came together, and everybody contributed to this win.
Brilliant. Thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
It's MVP.
One time, I want to shout out all my people back home, Shark Nation. This is just the beginning. You know, we're looking to do big things here in the playoffs, and you know, we got a couple more games left to tune things up, and we're trying to take one game at a time and, you know, make a deep playoff run. So keep supporting us. We appreciate y'all.
We're here with the Lord Mayor, and it was your first game, I'm hearing.
Yes.
What did you think of it?
Oh, it was fantastic. Bit too close for comfort, but the first half I thought we were going to run away with it, and then they came back and went into a big lead, but then they did the business.
And what did you think of Colin here?
They were all great. They're really good. Big lads, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. And it was very intense, wasn't it? Were there points where you were getting worried?
Well, at one stage, when they were about 14 points in front, I thought, yeah, because we're having some bad luck, missing and whatever, but everything they seem to throw up.
Great. Great, well, thank you.
1 point's a victory, no matter what. 3 points at finish, but
Exactly.
like election, 1 ball is enough, you know.
Great, cheers, thank you. I'm here with Colin, and obviously you came in at the second half, and in the third and fourth quarter you really came into your own and made an impact. Do you want to tell me a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, because as soon as I come in, made a big impact, got a few rebounds, helped the team out there, and then I just took my chances really when I got the ball, offensive rebounds, putbacks, and helping the team out.
Great, and you must be over the moon of that victory, just unbelievable.
Yeah. Very entertaining game to watch, I guess. Very up and down. We were up by 10, 15 It seemed like it was going to be a blowout. They brought it back. We were down by 10-15 and we managed to win by 3 points in the end. So,
Well, congratulations. It was a great game. I was tearing my hair out, but it was great, honestly. Cheers. Thank you. I'm here with Atiba now, and congratulations. What a game. It was very intense. Obviously, you started strong in the first half. In the second half, you lost a bit of momentum, but then you came back at the end. Give me your thoughts on what occurred.
I think we started the game well, like you said, but Glasgow's a very good team. They shot the ball extremely well in that second quarter, and it's really difficult when you play hard defense and they can make tough shots like that. But that's what they do as a team. So we knew going in we had to play excellent defense, and we kind of didn't play that in the second quarter. I think third quarter they continued that, and we just kept trying to fight back. We showed heart. And, we made a play, and we were able to pull ourselves back up, and when we got a smell, we went after it.
Great. And what do you think of BJ's performance today?
BJ was good. He was good. I think he's playing a lot more confident, a lot more aggressive. You can see him out there. He's looking for his shot and being a little more of a playmaker than he has been maybe early in the season. I think he feels more comfortable. But I think when he plays well, we all play well.
And what does the team have to do to keep the momentum rolling and for the playoffs, just to give a great performance?
I think it's about different players stepping up. Tonight, Colin Singh did a great job in that second half. He stepped up, he made plays, he got some points. But he may not be there every game, but it needs to be someone there to fill that void. And Mike Cook, BJ, and Tuck have kind of been the consistent guys as far as our main three. But it's always going to be the other two guys that need to step up. And tonight it was Nick and Colin.
Yeah, great. The Sharks will be back at the EIS on Good Friday, where they will take on the Bristol Flyers. For more information on tickets and fixtures, visit www.sharksbasketball.org. Sharks TV will return the following Saturday, the 4th of April, with highlights. What a great game it's been tonight. Sheffield Sharks winning 91 to 88 points. We'd like to say thanks to John Timms and Andrew Bridge and everyone here at Sheffield Sharks TV, and myself, Chris Barker. I'd like to say good night.